Hey guys, we're live. Sorry, just adjusting my phone on the tripod here. There we go. Fixing my hair. Welcome to the replay, guys. Thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate you tuning in, whether it's live or for the replay. Today, I am going to tell you 3 ways that you can spring clean your FODMAP diet, and it doesn't involve actual dust and cleaning out closets, because who wants to do that? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're new around here, I'm Julie O'Hara. My website is calmbellykitchen.com, and I'm a health coach who helps women manage IBS with delicious food and not deprivation. So welcome. I see a live viewer hopping on. Welcome. We're going to talk about today's topic, and then at the end I always open it up for Q&A, so you can ask me anything really, but probably it'll be FODMAP related. All right, so let's get into it. 3 ways you can spring clean your FODMAP diet. So the first one, and this is probably my favorite one because it does involve food, so it's to try a new ingredient. Try an ingredient that just screams spring, and I have some suggestions for you, okay? And the cool thing about spring veggies is that there are a lot of good ones that are low FODMAP, that may not be in your regular routine. So most people aren't making rhubarb every other week, right? So if you didn't know, rhubarb is a low FODMAP veggie, and it's not just for desserts. I saw a recipe just the other day for pickled rhubarb, so you could use that as a condiment with like a roast, a lamb roast, a beef roast, a pork roast. I think that would be fabulous, and hopefully I will try that soon. So something like rhubarb you can try. I have a list here, I have notes. More ideas. Bok choy. Bok choy is actually a spring vegetable. That's the sort of kind of cute little, it looks like a, actually Google it because I can't describe what bok choy looks like, but it's very good. It's an Asian veggie, and you can add it to soups, you can steam it, you can roast it even, and just kind of dress it with a little soy sauce. It's great. So bok choy, rhubarb, fennel is another great spring veggie, and you might not love that licoricey flavor of fennel, but roast it. Pretty much roasting anything is the win for a flavor. So fennel, collard greens, you braise those, you just kind of simmer them or steam them in a little water. Radicchio. Radicchio is essentially a bitter lettuce. It's a bitter green, and a really fun way to cook it is to actually put it on the grill and then drizzle it with like an herby vinaigrette type of a thing. So radicchio. Carrots. Now, you know, carrots aren't very exotic, and you can get them year-round, and you can buy the packs of carrots, which are great, and I love convenience, but buy those beautiful, like, rainbow-colored carrots that I'm seeing everywhere now at the supermarket. So, like, the yellow and the purple and the orange with they have the stems on them, and roast them. Roasted carrots, just with a little olive oil, salt, and pepper, any herbs you want. Roast them whole, just like that. They look amazing, and they're delicious. So that's a kind of fun thing you can do in the spring, too. And then radishes. My last ingredient suggestion for you is radishes. And maybe you just think radishes are for salad. That's another thing that you can roast as well. You can saute radishes, and when you roast them, it adds a lot more complexity. It's not just that sort of bitter, peppery flavor. Okay, so those are my veggie suggestions, and my challenge to you, to everyone watching, is to try 1 new spring veggie in the next couple of weeks. So everything I just mentioned, those are all in season right now in April, so give 1 new thing a try. And there are definitely other options too. You can sort of cruise through the Monash app and see what's low FODMAP, but all the ones I mentioned are probably not in your normal routine, and they're all really delicious. Okay, second way you can spring clean your FODMAP diet. Number 2, do a self-assessment, okay? So it's always a good time, you know, that's sort of with that spring cleaning theme. Look at where you are. Where are you on this journey? What course corrections do you need to make right now? How are things going? Are they going great? Is it time to move on to the next phase? Maybe start reintroducing foods or start experimenting a little bit more? Depends on where you are, right? Do you need to make a change? Is it not working? Do you need to stop and ask yourself why it's not working? Do you need to get help from some kind of expert, a doctor, a coach, a nutritionist? All sorts of things. Do you need to just look at what you're doing and make sure that you're doing everything as optimally as you can. You know, is there an area where you're kind of slipping up that you could change? Is snacking the hardest part for you? You can tackle that. Other ways that you can do a self-assessment, you can ask if you're stalled. Ask yourself why, and really look if it's about food or if it's about, you know, other things. Is it just because you don't want to make these changes because it feels unfair, because it feels difficult? Those are all totally valid feelings, and they're all real feelings, but they can really get in your way of making changes. So, you know, you can take a day and really look at why you might be stalled out. So self-assessment, kind of just look at where you are and where you want to be, and if you need to stop, reverse, move forward, whatever it might be. So that's number 2 for how you can spring clean your FODMAP diet. Do a self-assessment. So hi everyone who's on here live, thank you for joining me. Feel free to chime in or ask a question as I go, and we'll definitely do questions at the end. So now we're moving on to the 3rd way you can spring clean your FODMAP diet, and that is to add a new belly-friendly habit that is not related to food. So we talk about, or at least I talk about all the time, how there are so many factors that are not food related that affect your digestion. And the beautiful thing about the FODMAP diet is that you kind of get to discover those, and you get to fine tune those. You get to understand how stress affects your body. You get to understand how your exercise and your sleep and your cycle with hormones, how all of that affects your body, how different, you know, different types of foods like carbonated beverages you might discover is an issue for you. Caffeine. These aren't FODMAP things, but they're all things that you can start to notice when you take FODMAPs away. So add a new habit that's belly friendly, that enhances, you know, your health in that arena, that's not just about food. So some examples of that could be drinking more water. That's so important for just good digestive function. Another one might be cutting down on caffeine or alcohol, if those are irritants for you. They're not irritants for everyone. Hi Mahar, thank you for joining. Thanks for saying hi. A couple other ways, non-food habits that you could add, stress relief techniques. And these are almost endless. They all can work, it's just finding the one that works for you. So you can add a new stress busting technique. And finally, you can add a new activity, like exercise-wise. So exercise is always good for digestion. All kinds of exercise. It doesn't have to be like some kind of special belly-friendly yoga. It's anything. It's walking. It's strength training. It's anything. So try a new activity or be consistent with the activities you're already doing. So that's the 3rd way you can spring clean your diet. So I'll review those one more time. You can always go back and watch this from the beginning pretty much immediately when I'm done. So the first way you can spring clean is to try a new spring ingredient. And this to me is the most fun, even, you know, easy thing you can do. So I challenge you to try one new ingredient within the next, let's say, week. Next time you're at the store, try a new ingredient. I gave you a bunch of examples, and post about it in the Facebook group. Let us know what you find. And when it comes to veggies, hi Colleen, thanks for the thumbs up. When it comes to veggies, there's tons of easy recipes online. It doesn't have to be something complicated. Just roasting can be amazing sometimes. The second way was to do a self-assessment. Where are you? Where do you want to go? What changes do you need to make? And number 3 was to add a belly-friendly habit that's not about food. So it could be about stress relief. It could be about fitness. It could be about drinking more water, but something that's not just about food, because we know that a lot of things outside of just what's on our plate can affect our bodies. So does anyone have any questions on that or anything FODMAP related? I'm happy to, you know, if you're new to this and you just have questions, I'm happy to answer those. Time to take a breath. So yeah, I think, you know, I never have spring cleaned my house, but it's a nice idea, and it's that whole, you know, idea of the rhythm and the change in seasons. It's time to just sort of check your direction and make sure you're on the direction you want to be on, and you can apply that to just about anything in your life. And I think it's a nice thing to apply to a diet like this, where it's something that evolves. It's a path that you follow and kind of progress through and see these different changes in all these different areas. So it's something to assess as you go. It can be really, really helpful. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to hop off. You can always pop in a question after the fact and tag me, and I can come back and answer it. But Dawn says, do you have any suggestions for stress relief besides the usual yoga route? I find my stress levels really throw my system off. Yeah, they do. I think they do for just about everyone. And you know, I don't do yoga. I like my body, it doesn't work for my body. I don't like it. So I think for stress relief, any kind of exercise is amazing. Anything you enjoy at all. It totally depends on you. It can be writing in a journal for 5 minutes. It can be just a mindless activity that you enjoy. It's kind of a personal thing. I'm trying to think of just some of those tried and true stress relief techniques. Having a time where you just sit and read a book, if that's something you enjoy. You know, maybe it doesn't work for everyone. Taking a walk, taking a 5-minute walk every day, or multiple times a day. I'm a big one for exercise, but they all work. All these techniques work. It's just about what's going to work for you and for your routine. I don't know if that helped a lot, but meditation, again, that's not something that I'm good at, but a lot of people find it really helpful, and it doesn't have to be for an hour. It can be for 5 minutes. Journaling, really good. Watching something funny, finding like a source of humor, that's a great stress relief tactic. So you can kind of think outside the box in all sorts of ways. So I hope that helps. All right, guys. If you don't have any other questions, like I said, you can always leave a question in the comments. Tag me if it's a specific question for me, and I will come back and answer you, all right? Thank you so much for watching. I do Calm Belly TV every week on Wednesday. Sometimes I change up the time, but it's around this time. And you can always just come and ask questions. So tune in. Tune in or catch the replay. Okay, Dawn said it did help. Thank you. Yeah, you're new to FODMAP. Stress is a huge factor, Dawn. So just the fact that you're recognizing it is like half the battle, because it really does play a huge role in how your stomach feels. But good job. All right, I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.